right, folks. We're going to talk about something that something a little different today, something I haven't seen a whole lot of people talk about. What metrics determine how fast your car is? Let's get into the discussion right after this cold start from inside the car. Good old shake and bake. Totally 100% reliable. So let's get into this discussion. Alright folks, we're doing a little driving around the neighborhood. Just out, you know, cruising around with old shake and bake. Figured, hey, there's a lot of different metrics out there, and you know, what really determines if your car is fast or not nowadays. So, you know, forever 0-60's been king, right? 0-60 has been the metric to determine, to give you one view of how fast your car is. Another metric, the quarter mile. Quarter mile's been king for a long time, along with the 60, and those two usually go hand in hand. People that do a 0-60 always go and hit the strip and do a quarter mile to determine, give you some metric to determine how fast your car really is. Some new metrics that have been coming into play, and Mod to Fame's talked about this a little bit, is, you know, the 0-60 and the quarter mile, with the power that these cars are putting down and as fast as these cars are, or it can be more towards the top end. The 0-60 and the quarter mile just may not be the best metric to determine how fast your car is. I don't know if I'm on that bandwagon, if these other two metrics we're going to talk about here in a second are actually taking over, so to speak, the 0-60 and the quarter mile. But there's only a couple people that do them. And the two that I'm talking about are 60 to 130 and 50 to 150. Now, that's getting at really the top end power of the car, right? Even though a lot of cars, a lot of fast cars also do 130 plus, some do over 150 plus in the quarter mile. And that's kind of my argument against these two being metrics for how fast your car really is, because a lot of people do those numbers within, you know, within the quarter mile, unless you're a little bit lower horsepower in my range, which I'm not quite hitting 130 at the quarter mile. So my opinion, I still think 0-60 and the quarter mile are very good gauges on how fast your car is. Now, if you're in, you know, the Mod to Fame range where you're pushing 1,000 plus to the wheels, that may not be so much true on how fast your car is. So the 60 to 130 and the 50 to 150, I think for those higher horsepower cars could be, or maybe, I'm still debating with myself on it, could be a good indication how fast your car is. So I'm gonna put up a couple 60 to 130s I did this weekend while I was at the Race Motive 3rd mile roll race, and these were kind of on accident. I kind of gunned it a little bit too early and got some good 60 to 130s. So let me post them up now. As you can see, Shake and Bake does 60 to 130 in just a hair over 9 seconds. Now I know Mod Fame, he likes to tout his twin turbo Hellcat in mid to low 5-second range for a 60 to 130. Now no doubt that is super fast. Who else? You got Street Speed. I think he's posted low to mid 5s. I want to say there's a couple other folks out there that have done it. I'm not sure if Iconic and his Mustang has done it. I know Stang Mode has done his. Again, his Mustang, mid 5s, 60 to 130. I mean, 5 seconds from 60 to 130. It's hard for, I think it's harder for people to realize how fast that is compared to a 0 to 60 in the quarter mile time. I think it's just harder to relate that type of speed to that metric than it is the ones that everyone are used to, the quarter mile and the 0 to 60. But hey, we got a couple in. Like I said, just a hair just a hair over 9 seconds. I think it was what, 9.09 and 9.08. Excuse me. I think was what Shake and Bake wound up running. So for me, I think those are great times for a Procharger 5.7. You know, it's 4 seconds slower than, you know, than those higher horsepower cars, but it gives you some indication of the relation of speed to those two metrics that people aren't used to seeing. So you take a car like mine, roughly 640, 650 horsepower to the wheels, running roughly 9 seconds flat, 60 to 130, and then you have, you know, 1200 horsepower cars to the wheels, running in those 5s to mid 5s. So I guess it can, you're just gonna have to find a good comparison to give you the indication of how fast those cars really are. I know this was kind of a quick discussion. I just wanted to throw it out there, get some opinions, shoot me some comments, let me know what you guys think about the whole 60 to 130, 60 to 130 and 50 to 150. What do you think of those two metrics? Are they something you know, that you would use to compare cars, or would you stick to the traditional 0 to 60 and the quarter mile? I think it's an interesting conversation. I think it's one that maybe more people should start looking at, especially those higher horsepower cars, looking at, you know, maybe a different metric to determine how fast the cars really are, because, you know, the more horsepower these cars get, you know, the faster they can go, and maybe something like the quarter mile isn't quite long enough to show how fast they really are. Maybe it is a third mile, maybe it's a half mile to really show how fast these cars are. But let me know what y'all think, you know, in the comments below, where you think should be, what you think should be the quantifying metrics when it comes to how fast a car is. Let's get us a little pull in right here, right quick. Got a little slippy right there, but maybe I'll put that in the front. But hey, that's gonna do it for this one, folks. If you're stopping in for the first time, check out the rest of the channel. If you like what's going on with the rest of the channel and you like some of those videos, please hit that like button. That's key. Subscribe, smash the bell, shoot me a comment, and share it on your social media. I definitely appreciate it. The channel definitely appreciate it. Let's get shaking. Let's get shake and bake. Let's get that that forged engine, folks. That's what I'm really looking forward to. I'm saving up now, but I need some help. But thanks again, everyone, for supporting, subscribing, watching the videos, and cutting through those ads. I know it's hard, but I definitely appreciate it. That's it for this one, folks. Until next time, adios.